Hey everyone, it's Airwingmarine and welcome back to the channel on my next Escape from Tarkov video. BSG is at it again, added a bunch of changes, no patch notes, but I don't complain about it because it gives me a chance to make videos for you guys. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. The first thing we're going to talk about is the Hideout. They added a bunch of things in here that many of you are going to find extraordinarily interesting this weekend, I'm sure. So first off, they added the ability to craft a hemostat. This kind of goes into my category of useless crafts. I mean, maybe if you're low level and you want to craft these, you can, but this thing's costing somewhere between 30 and 40,000, depending on what you get your components at. So, yeah, no, not a good craft. Maybe if they up this to like 2 or 3 and keep the components the same, this will be a cool craft, but right now, no. Then the big dog, the LedX. Oh boy, the LedX. So you can craft these now, and this is going to be a contentious issue in the community because you're taking one of the rarest items in the game and making it craftable. I mean, what's next? Make it aces? It's fine. It doesn't going to hurt anything. This thing is so expensive to craft. It's not really going to affect the prices of LedX, I don't think. Not for much longer than the first day or two. And it's just going to allow people that are more casual players that are unable to, do 30 runs on Shoreline and get their LedXs to get their thick case. So I like this craft. I think it's a really good one to add. They're going to need to make it more expensive. It is insanely expensive right now, but once prices normalize, this thing isn't going to be too bad to craft. I mean, I'm looking at the prices right now, and you're talking, right now you're talking several million to craft this thing because like UHFs have gone through the roof. So if you're sitting on any of those, sell them. Defibs are going to be pure gold. These things have almost doubled. Power banks are worth over 100 some odd K. These things are worth a lot more than they normally are too, about 20, 30 K more. So these things are going to be worth a lot in raid to find for the next couple of days, but I would not craft one of these. They are kind of expensive to craft, and by the time yours shows up, everybody else who started crafting them today will show up, and they're probably going to go back to like 50,000. So yeah. That's all they added in the med station. Over at the nutrition unit, they added whiskey. So you can craft whiskey right now. And at current prices, as of when I'm making this video, this craft makes sense. But I think these are going to jump tonight when everybody gets on and can see this craft. When you craft this, make sure you don't use a 42 signature blend tea found in raid because you need that for Kappa, unless you don't care about Kappa. This is a mistake a lot of people make when they're crafting some of these different crafts. They burn one of these that they need found in raid. You can find it again pretty easily, but just keep that in mind. Buy one for now if you can. But it looks like I'll be able to refill my whiskey bottle. So we'll be much better and happier for that. There is a new craft here in the Intel Center too, and it's to craft that like button. Make sure you hit it. Helps the channel and helps me make more of these videos. So make sure you craft that like button or click it or do whatever. At the lavatory, they have added a couple of other cool crafts here too. So now you can craft LU splints. So if you have like a screwed up Untar vest, you can chop it up and make it into LU splints. Now, with expensive as this is, this craft doesn't make any sense right now. I mean, what are these things going for? Like 12K? 13K. Sometimes they get into the 15K. This craft is a bit expensive, so we'll see what comes of this. The Blackrock. You can now make a Blackrock chest rig for your task found in raid. You don't have to go kill Rashala or raiders and get lucky and find one. So it's a Cordura and a Ripstop and this Tarzan rig, which the Tarzan rigs might jump up a little bit in price, but you can also craft those if you want to. And now you can get that task done if that's been beating you over the head. They added the ability to make water filters. So this will be something to keep an eye on as water filters get more expensive. Right now, they're not too bad. They're starting to make their climb up like they always do every wipe, but this craft still doesn't really make sense yet. And then lastly, they added the raid backpack or the body bag or however you want to call it. This is kind of a crazy craft. It's not that expensive. These bags are pretty cheap and you can actually barter from them, or there's a barter in here somewhere for it. Let me turn this off. Or 2 barters, yeah. So you can get them for a chocolate or a soap. So you're talking to make a raid backpack, you're talking what? We'll say 50K, 80, 90K are these Corduras, Ripstops. So 110, and this is like 25 or 35. So 150K, we'll say all in. You can make a raid backpack. So you'll see these start showing up on You Already Are. They're making a little bit of money, so if you can craft those, there's something you can do for a little bit. And then at the workbench, some really cool crafts here, and one that makes me super excited The OFZ shell craft. So this is a cool craft. It's super expensive right now. I haven't quite run the numbers on it, but this doesn't make sense quite at the moment. You're going to see OFZ shells kind of come down in price, hopefully. But with expensive as lions are and stuff, later wipe, this might make sense. But the bigger deal is you can get your regulated materials done on proper and get that barter for the Ash 12. Moving down here, they added, I can't believe they added this. This is a star round. So it does take a while. It takes almost 3 hours. My crafting skill is kind of high, so it's probably a little over 3 hours for you guys. But to make 7 star rounds. So yeah, I mean, they lowered the purchase of these to 2, and be able to make these now, I think you're going to probably see these a little bit more often than you have been seeing them. Keep scrolling down. You can now make an AK7 or an AKM craft in here. So things like this muzzle brake might be worth keeping. When you get a gun, take it off and sell it. There's none on the market now, which means you can probably sell it for anywhere from 15 to 20K. Just keep an eye out on your flea market fee. It'll be kind of high. Let's see, going down, going down, going down, going down, going down. We'll get to the other one. And here's the AK-74N. So you can, for the task, a lot of people have been complaining about not being able to get one of these or find one of them. Now you can have this for that task found in raid. And it's pretty easy to craft. Doesn't cost a lot of money, but I bet these things are all going to start going up in price. We'll see what happens over the weekend. Other than that, that craft doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's not super expensive, but these things aren't worth a whole bunch. So it's going to be like the other craft. Something to keep in mind. And then let me scroll down real quick and I'll get to the other one. We've got the Nixer craft. So you can make Nixers now. 2 of them out of these 2 pieces. Doesn't strike me as making a lot of sense. It costs you, what's that, 35K, so 36K. So they're right around 18,000. So you probably could make some money on them, but I don't know what Nixers are going to do. But it allows you to not have to go find a Nixers in raid. And that's all I saw for new crafts. I haven't dove into them to see if they've made any changes in them. I don't think they have. But they have made some changes to barters. You guys might be aware of these already, but I want to put it out there anyways. And these are changing all the time. So at level 2, you can do a barter for a metal fuel tank. This is going to make propane and fuel conditioner go up in price. So keep that in mind. But now you can barter for a fuel tank with proper, which I should probably do that because I think I'm about out of fuel. And then at Therapist, again, you have a barter here for 2 pineapples and a super water to get your blue fuel tank. Right now, with fuel prices being where they're at, this is barely making sense, if not at all, because I think pineapple juices are pretty expensive still. Let me go. I'll go look for you guys real quick. So 30K plus 100, 150. So you're basically getting it for the same price you'd buy off the market right now. And I think fuel is going to come down this weekend quite a bit. As everybody gets on and plays over the weekend, you're going to get more fuel in the economy. Everybody's got their generators full. So you're going to see fuel kind of recover and not be like the 70s oils crisis all over again. Or was that the 80s? I don't know, before I was born. You also have your barter and purchase on Jaeger. They have increased the quantities of these. In fact, I'm going to do this right now just because we're here. But matches, both matches have gotten a lot more expensive because of this. But there is more fuel options for you. This is a limit of 1. They increased the amount. So hopefully it doesn't run out too fast and you guys can get fuel and not have to spend the absurd amount on the flea market right now. On to some of the other stuff. If you weren't aware, they have changed IFAKs. They now heavy heal bleeds, but it eats up 210 hit points of the 300 on the IFAK. So this is going to smoke your IFAK if you have a heavy bleed, but at least you can stop it if you do have one and don't have anything else to do it. One other thing they did is they lowered the extracts time for run-throughs from 600 seconds to 420 seconds. I don't know if there's some coded secret word in there. I don't know if 420 means anything in Russia, but some of the people around here go absolutely bonkers over it. So anyways, 420 seconds now for a run through, or 200 XP is the threshold. It was 300. The 200 XP can only be achieved by looting and search XP, kill XP. So healing doesn't count. I don't think eating counts, and exploration does not count. So you need to get 200 XP through searching, looting, or killing, which is basically shooting one scav and looting the body, and you are good on your thing. Oh my god, I have a found in raid. I'm gonna be rich. Anyways, sorry, I got distracted there by my inventory. It happens pretty frequently. They made a bunch of changes to some ERGO. So the Viltor, let me find here for you real quick. Where are we going? We're going here. So the VLTOR has foregrips. So they modified the ergo on these from 14 to 10 on one and 10 to 14 on the other. So this one's 14, and then the other one that looks exactly the same but is the longer one went from 14 to 10. So they had these backwards, I'm guessing, and they just fixed that. They changed a bunch of the ergo stats on bolt action sniper rifles, which is really needed. It sucks doing bolt action stuff right now because of the new stamina hits to arms. So you have the Osiris or Osiris, the Mosin, the M700, a lot of the stocks that go to these different things, recoil pads for the M700, SV98s, the OLB, AEV, arms, DVL. I should have just said the DVL. The DVL stuff has been changed, and then many of the handguards and stuff like that. So go take a peek at your pre-builds. Make sure you have your best ergo stats. And that's pretty much it for updates right now, guys. There's some other little stuff, not much worth talking about at the moment because it's not confirmed yet, but I will keep you updated as I find more stuff. Well, that wraps up the video. I hope you guys liked it. If so, make sure you hit that like button. It helps out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you haven't yet, subscribe so you see when new content shows up. I stream on Twitch most weeknights, so come by and say hi there if you want to. And we have a Discord full of chilled, laid-back people who love to help out and answer questions, as well as brag about some of our awesome loot. So the link for that's down in the description too, so you can join there if you want to. Lastly, as always, thank you guys for watching the video. Your support is amazing and helps out in more ways than you guys can imagine. So with that, we'll wrap it up, and we'll see you in Tarkov.